Hey y'all, Steve Ritter again. Appreciate all the kind comments and everything that y'all have left. I do read your comments, and I do as many as I can get to. I do, a lot of folks have been asking about what I cook with, and I just want to kind of give you a quick rundown and talk a little bit about, I love cast iron. I love cooking with cast iron. I like it takes a little bit of practice because it's a little different because it holds heat a little better, so you kind of have to take it off the fire a little sooner than you would because it'll continue cooking and it holds that heat, as we talked about when we cooked an egg last time. So what I'm gonna just kind of give you a quick rundown of my stuff that I have, and what some seasoning tips and some cleaning tips with cast iron too. Some folks have asked about that. So just a quick rundown of what I have. I have like over here is kind of a stack. I've got well, first I have is an 8-inch little skillet here. That's what I use to cook eggs if I want to cook 1 or 2 eggs. I've got a 10-inch skillet. Actually, this is one Mom had. So I've got that one, and I've got this one. This is mine. It's just Lodge, and a lot of times you can get them in Walmart or wherever. And if you can't find them in the cooking section, try looking in the camping section, because a lot of folks use cast iron for camping. I've got this is the biggest is a 15-inch, and then I've got a 12-inch here skillet. Obviously, the more you have to cook and everything else. And some folks have mentioned this too, a 15-inch pizza skillet. That's what I used to put the biscuits on the other day, or if I'm making calzones or pizza or anything else, obviously I'm going to use this. As far as cleaning goes, a lot of folks have different techniques. I will tell you that everybody agrees that I've ever heard is don't use soap to clean your cast iron. Cast iron is pretty porous. Iron, as a general rule, is porous. And that's a lot of it when you get the really old seasoned pans like this one here. It's been cooked with so long, it kind of develops the nonstick covering, and it's just from years of cooking and seasoning. So for me, my technique for cleaning, like I just made an egg. So I've got butter in here, so it's not a lot of stuck anything on here. It's pretty seasoned up pretty good, so nothing really sticks when you get it seasoned. I'll put a little bit of, it's cooled down a little bit, but I'll put a little water in here to kind of get the big stuff out. Get a little water in here, just enough. And what I like using, I'll take kosher salt, and then I'll take a little paper towel. I got 2 here, one to use to scrub and one to clean. But I use kosher salt, coarse kosher salt. Regular table salt works fine too, but you're just looking for something that's abrasive. And this just kind of help to get anything that might be stuck on here off. And I just kind of, a little bit of water in there to kind of, a little bit of a slurry. And then I just use the paper towel and I just run around, use the salt, kind of scrub. And you just kind of get a feel for when you think everything's off of there. Okay, and when you're pretty close, when you think it's pretty good, then put it back underneath the water. I'll rinse it out. You can see the dark coloration on there. So got some of that butter up that I had on there. Just rinse it out, and then I just take a dry paper towel and I just run around it here, just like that. Now that's clean. Now, if I'm not going to be cooking for a while, or if it's been a few times in between doing it, I don't necessarily have to do it all the time. So I pretty much got everything up there. But I'll season it a little bit. Now, one thing I'll do when I'll season it, I'm going to heat it up a little bit as a technique. I'll heat it up a little bit, and so that I'll get the pan a little warm, and once it's a little warm, I'll get myself another little paper towel, and I just get some vegetable oil. I'll turn the fire back off. Just put a little drop in or 2, just a little dab. How much is a dab? That'll do you. So just a little bit of oil there, and then I just kind of rub it in and work it in. Now that oil, as the pan cools, is gonna is going to settle back. It's going to actually draw into the pan. And I'll do that. Now, if I come back and maybe if the pan wasn't warm enough or if it didn't soak in enough, then I'll just take another paper towel and I'll just kind of run off and take the extra oil off. And the more you do that, after a while, you build up a coating. So you can go and look at pans, brand new cast iron pans, and they don't look that way. They look, they have a metallic color to them, and that's what you do. Just heat them up. And use the oil, and then heat them up, and use the oil, let them cool down, heat them up, use the oil. That's how you season it. Now, if you've got an old pan like this one, you can see a little bit, there's a little bit of corrosion on here. Maybe you have an old cast iron pan that you got from your grandma or something like that, that looks a little rough. Or if you've got some baked on stuff or something like that, it's just like the self-clean feature in an oven. You could put that in the oven and turn on the self-clean feature. It really heats it up high, and it'll bake that stuff off. Or you can, if you got an outside grill, something like that, you can take your cast iron, put it on that, turn it on, let it sit out there for a good long while. Keep an eye on it, because sometimes if it gets too hot, it'll warp, like over a campfire or something like that. I've got an old 15-inch skillet out there that I use for camping, that I had directly over a fire that warped it a little bit, so you have to watch that. But that's how you basically go back. That's like Control-Alt-Delete for cast iron, is to self-cleaning in the oven or put it on the grill and then start over with the seasoning. Again, warm it up, a little bit of vegetable oil, rub it on, let it soak in, and just keep doing that. And eventually it'll get like this one, and it's dark and seasoned. And that's how you get the non-stick coating on your cast iron. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Until then, see you next time.